We are tracking storms across the Houston area. We are seeing some of these storms moving into the city of Houston. Right now, no warnings are issued for Houston proper, but I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here. The National Weather Service has just issued a severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Liberty and Montgomery counties. That is to the north along 59 north of near Porter. That has 60-mile-an-hour winds with radar indicated possible heavy rain, lots of lightning ongoing onto the north side. So most of these storms are actually remaining north of Houston. We are seeing some more increased rain and storms and lightning for areas towards the east of the city, even Baytown, League City, dealing with some heavy rain. We're keeping an eye on that system, but most of the rain has been falling well to the north of Houston. There is a flash flooding going on in and around Huntsville, as well as along 45. So folks that are near just north of Conroe really have been dealing with this rain for quite some time. We've seen this flash flooding alerts that have been issued for that location for north of the city of Houston, and even along 59. But right now, we are now seeing most of these storms starting to increase in size, and we are expecting these storms to start becoming more widespread as we go throughout the next maybe hour or so. As we look at futurecasts, we are expecting this to actually start ramping or ending at least by the 5 o'clock hour. So as we get closer towards 5-6 o'clock, we're going to start seeing this rain eventually come to an end, eventually for a calmer later half of the day going into this afternoon. So widespread rain and storms. We could see some ponding on roadways from Houston to Galveston, but as we look at futurecast, we are expecting this to continue at least through the next hour or so. And most of these storms are now going to start this southward track across the city of Houston going into maybe the next 1 to 2 hours. And then, like I said, once we get closer towards 7 o'clock, we are expecting this to end, but we very well could still see some of those downpours happening along Galveston, along our coastal areas, heading into the early hours of later this morning. But just kind of reiterating what's going on is that areas north of Houston, this includes Huntsville, Walker counties, even Liberty, Polk counties, have been dealing with torrential rain for the past several hours, and they are dealing with the flash flooding emergency in that location. So that's what we're really going to have to keep an eye on for folks north of the city of Houston. If you have any travel plans north, even along 45 later on today, you might want to reconsider and probably pay attention to the latest weather updates from local law officials as well as local emergency officials, because they're dealing with some high water rescues in and around that location is from Huntsville and areas on northward. But right now, I am tracking this area that has been severe warned. This is just to the north of Porter, even along the Highway 59. So just north of Kingwood, there is a severe thunderstorm warning in place for Liberty and portions of Montgomery counties. There is 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, as well as just close to an inch size of hail with those storms that are in and around that location. So something to really keep an eye on as we head into the next few hours. I'm also tracking another storm that is now moving in from the southeastern portions of the Houston area. This is now including portions of Cloverleaf, even Magnolia Gardens, Baytown, Shore Acres, even League City, now dealing with some very heavy rainfall, and we're starting to see some increasing intensity with these storms as they're now making their way in from the south for areas towards the east of the Houston area. So if you have to travel right now, not really a good time to be out on the roadways because these downpours have some heavy rain associated with it, as well as that lightning. So we're dealing with some heavy rain now moving into the Cypress area. Seeing some lightning right now in Cypress, even Waller along the 290 corridor, and these are all moving off towards the north. But we're going to start seeing this southerly track of storms as we go into the next hour or so. So we're really not out of the woods yet as we head into the rest of our Monday morning. But like I said, most of this heavier rainfall has been occurring in Huntsville with those flash flood warnings in place. I'm going to go ahead and turn on our flash flood warnings. Yes, that does include portions of Walker County. This is considerable flooding that is going on in and around Huntsville and Walker counties. That's going to be until 3:45 in the morning, as they've seen several hours of this very heavy rainfall as reported high water rescues in that location. So be very cautious if you have to find yourself traveling north of the Houston area along the 45 corridor, going through Huntsville north of Conroe. They are dealing with torrential rain and some pretty severe flooding in and around that location. Even Livingston still dealing with this lightning and this rain that's ongoing for the past few hours. And so New Waverly still dealing with that lightning and storms. There might get a little bit of a break within the next hour or so, but now we're starting to see more of this southerly track of these storms now moving into the city of Houston. And the good thing is that we are really not expecting this to really take more longer than at least until 7 o'clock in the morning. But just keep in mind that we're now starting to see this flooding threat sort of start increasing for areas north of the Beltway. From Spring even to 90 Cypress, that slow moving rain is now moving in around that location. So right now, the one storm that we're really keeping an eye on is the severe thunderstorm warning that has been in place for portions of Liberty and Montgomery counties. That is just to the north of 99 along the I-69 corridor. You're seeing a lot of rain ongoing with this storm. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can turn on our velocity to see exactly what's going on in terms of hail potential, as also with the potential for some possible strong winds with this storm. So something to really kind of keep an eye on as we head into the next few hours, but definitely expecting this torrential rain to start moving a little bit towards the south, towards the city of Houston as we head into the next few hours or so. So definitely something that we're tracking as we head into the next few hours. But other than that, we are definitely dealing with this rain now starting to increase for portions of southeast Houston. So looking at these 8-hour rain totals, we've seen close to radar indicated 9 inches of rain. This is actually from along 45, even north of Huntsville, 6 inches, 9 inches for Point Blank, even south of Lovelady. 9 inches of rain. That is torrential rain that has been happening for the past several hours. It has not let up, and they're dealing with some pretty severe flooding north of Conroe, along 45, even Trinity, portions of Livingston, up to 7 inches of rain in that location. So this flooding emergency, I should say, is definitely in place and ongoing for portions north of the city of Houston. So right now, we're now starting to see more of a southerly track of those storms as we head into the next few hours. So looking at the situation, I'm currently trying to multitask by talking on camera and managing the graphics, but that severe thunderstorm warning that is in place for portions of Liberty and Montgomery County, that is going to be until around, I believe it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Lots of lightning now about to cross the I-69 corridor, and now most of this rainfall, this heavy rainfall, is now moving southward into the north parts of the city, as well as portions of Spring dealing with this heavy rain. Cypress dealing with this lightning and storms, and also areas southeast of Houston, like I was mentioning, even near Baytown. So if you're traveling along I-10 towards east, towards Beaumont, you might want to pay attention to the weather forecast and the road conditions, because we are expecting this heavy rainfall to stay in this area at least for the next hour or two, as well as that lightning that's currently in place. So for Houston proper, we're really not seeing much going on in the center of town. We're definitely seeing those showers to the northeast of town. Right now, downtown Houston really not getting anything, but as we head into the next hour or so, we are expecting more of these flare-up of storms south of the city, and they're now moving northward, but they're going to start retrograding southward as we head into the next maybe 3 to 4 hours until probably around 7 o'clock this morning. So just to reiterate, flash flooding emergency happening north of the city of Houston, from Conroe along 45, Huntsville, Livingston. That does include Walker and Polk counties, but we are continuing to track the potential for this rainfall that is currently ongoing. We're not really seeing much of a tornado threat right now, but we really are going to have to pay attention to what's going to be going on within the next several hours, because we are expecting this to continue at least through the rest of our morning. So something to keep an eye on as we head into the rest of but I'm definitely keeping an eye on the forecast in terms of potential rain for the city of Houston. And we're also tracking that flooding emergency that's happening in and around the Huntsville area that has been seeing that rain for the past several hours. So severe thunderstorm warning still in place for portions of north of the city of Houston, even for Liberty and Montgomery counties, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and possible dangerous lightning ongoing with that storm. But we are expecting this rain to continue at least through the next few hours, and we'll have more updates for you as the morning progresses. And as always, you can stay up to date with the latest weather forecast on khou.com.